Good morning to all. This class we will discuss about project management. So in this class, what is project? There's a difference between the project and operations. Why we need to go for that project management. A project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create unique product or services. So project is a common both a product as well as a service. Project is a serious task to need to be completed order to reach a specific outcome. So each and every project to based on that inputs. So how we collect that inputs. So based on the inputs we get that quality outputs. We have to achieve that target at the right time. So that set of inputs is very important. Set of inputs of input very important. So based on the inputs we get that output. The characteristics of for each and every project. Establish the objective. So how to define that objective. So objective is based on that organization structures, employee revenue. So these are things that are included. Next, define the lifespan with the beginning. Uh, to know about that what is the start of that project and when you have to complete. So you have to define well define beginning and the end of the project. The involvement of departments, various departments involved from that tender, raw material, R&D, marketing, finance, production, dispatch. So various departments, department employee coordinations need. Then only have to give that defect-free product or services. Doing something that has never been done before. So then only you have to get that project from that client. So you have to do something compared to others. Have to give some unique product or services. Then only the people are interested to buy another product. So doing something is very important. Organization usually has something at stake when undertaking the project. The stakeholders maybe they inside that organization employee or that share with the end users or customers. So the organization usually has something at stake when undertaking project. Their involvements are very important. Then the stakeholders only to lift that project in a right time and the right way. The project sometimes have risk and uncertainty. We not expect that uncertainty. So if you have to face any problem, the stakeholders and that organization to ready to solve it. The project has a life cycle. Definitely that project once you have to start, have to end, and then only have to reach one day go to decline. So in between time, have to how much period have to move to that customer or end user. How much amount, how much percentage we get revenue from that society. So these are things included in that project life cycle. Complexity. Project is a complex. Already I said various departments and also various activities involved in that particular projects. So uh, we avoid that lack of communication. So avoid that ego. So sit along with the people, have to solve it. So frequently you have to uh, conduct that meeting and to give the instructions stage by stage and get that review from the departments. So how to easily to solve the problem. Why are projects initiated? So when we need to produce a new product or services, so based on that demand. So market demand is sum of individual demand for a product from buyers in market. So once you have to start the product or services, so based on that consumers interest. So otherwise you have to not push the product to that society to that outside that organization. So that market based on the market demands only you have to prepare it, only have to produce it. So if you give that quality of the product, the kind of consumers or end users uh, never mind about that price of that product. So more buyers are enter the market and they have ability to pay. For the customers are ready to pay because they are only to expect the quality and life of the product or services. The market demand each price level will rise. So that demand is only to based on that to raise our product. So based on that demand, have to give the product to consumers. So before you get that survey, before you get that information based on the existing product and existing service, then only to give that right product at the right. When projects ends, objects are achieved. Once the objects are fulfilled, have to stop the project. Objectives is not met. Sometimes that projects go on that wrong way. So that I have to stop that project. Client wishes to terminate. So that client, if it's sufficient to do that product or service, then only to stop. Then after you have to, if it need, you have to start the project. So these are the things to stop the projects. This one, what are the difference between that project and operations? It has a defined beginning and definite end. Ongoing tasks are produced repetitive product. So operations, one part of that project. Once the project will stop, but the operations going on through any one of the way, any one of the mode like that the maintenance. The project is a temporary, is ongoing. This is the unique. This is the repetitive. Project is a maybe the unique. The operations is common. It's will come in that all the projects. Meet in goals and conclude. Keep the organizations functioning. Concludes when its specific objectives are attained. Similar set of objectives and work continues. So these operations are going on that other projects. So the projects are unique. The operation is a one part of the project. It's a never stop. It's a not the end. So next, before we have to discuss what is projects, uh, what are the characteristics of projects, why the projects are initiated, when the projects are ended. So these are only to focus on the projects. This one, the what is a project management? So why we need to study that project management? It's the application of processes, methods, skills, knowledge. So these are things are interconnected because of to achieve that project. To achieve that project for the specific objectives according to project acceptance criteria. A set of skills, methods, planning, organization, managing a project from inception to successful completion. To inception to successful completion. So you have to complete the project in a good way. Definitely, you can go to that implement that project management. So already I said various departments involved. So you have to collect that communications, the informations from the department. You have to move in a right way. You have to coordinate with the people. You have to conduct. You have to implement that management system for a particular project. Then only to give that successful to that management. Why do companies use project management? Handle projects effectively, a systematic way. You have to implement the project management in a systematic way. Who is the responsibility? Who is doing this the particular work? So how much time it will be take to complete? So these are the things you have to defend when you have to start the project. So that the systematic way, systematic procedures they are followed. So the company need to implement that project management. Define the project, agree with the customers. Then only that customer end users are willing. So the company already they have already existing uh, successful work previous projects and the company do that work very well. So right time they are to give that product. So then only that the consumers or end users to like to again and again have to purchase that product or services. Plan and assess resources needs for the project. This is that one of that estimate prior. So once you have to start the work, before you have to define, you have to identify how much amount you have to spend that total cost of the projects. Plan and schedule activities. So already said the various departments are involved. So distribution that work, then only have to complete that work early. To assess risk and failure. So each and every stages they are monitoring, they are, review that process. Have to easily to identify. So which place you have to land. So have to easily to solve. Easily to suppose if you want any technical help from outside, have to acquire from people from the outside, have to use it to lead a project team effectively and communicate well among the team members. This is that one of that way the companies to use that PM. Why do people learn project management? They explore a latest concepts. So we have to start that work. How we take that work, how we to complete that work without error. Additionally, have to learn some tools, statistical tools and techniques, how to solve the problem, any issues to create in between that during the process or project, how to solve it. So these are the things to learn from that project management. Increase value and contributions to the organizations. Prove yourself skill to managing projects. So you have to learn that tools and techniques. Then only have to complete the work early without error. So to submit that work, how to contribute that work is good to get appreciate from that management. Learn new thought process that helps organize thinking and the structure. Already I said how to complete the work yearly within a time without compromise that call. Acquire professional degree recognition and increase the job value. So each and every person to increase that job value. So automatically the management to uh, move that next project to give that opportunities throughout that period. What are the benefits of project management? Yearly identifications problems so that the corrective actions may follow. So during the progress, during the process, we identified any issues occur in the projects, how to easy to solve it. Improved estimating capability for future planning. So if any issues occur during the process, we have to solve it. That type of issue problem will not come in the future next project. Have to strengthen, have to identify that weakness. The weakness is converted into strength for that next project. Knowing when objectives cannot be met. Initially, you have to fix that objective. You have to start the project. So in between, the projects move on that wrong way. How to easily identify, how to stop it, to rectify, to get that information, get that idea from that people from outside. Then you have to solve it. So easily to identify when the projects cannot be met. Identification time limits are scheduling and methodology. So when you have to start, when you have to complete that work. So the limits of schedule, it's very important how to use that schedule and how to methodology, so how to complete, how to execute that work, if it's need any assistance from outside, how to use it. So these are the things also to important. What are the obstacles of project management? It's a lack of clarity. So poor communications, the people's not understand what's going on. uh, so first you have to clearly intimations to the people. The people know that own functions in that particular projects, then only have to move the project. So the lack of clarity is one of the obstacles. Organizations restructuring is a typical task. So project to project, restructuring that people job have to shift over to some other departments. So is one of the issues that the people to face. Resource deprivation and changes in technology to adapt the technology. So if it's need any technology based learning to send that people to acquire the knowledge from outside, have to use it, implement that particular project. So the organizations are ready to adopt the technology, to learn the technology, have to implement the technology based on that consumers willing, to based on that products. Thank you.